clean early game, and be able to close out a game.
That's
because
Shiva now.
I think just based off GAM's playstyle, they will have an early gold lead. Question is, can they retain that gold lead?
Yeah, just don't get drawn into a random fight, which I know based off the playoffs, you guys have seen it. That happens quite a few times for Fnatic, but we'll have to see. The Ivern, they may have been a little bit traumatized out of yesterday's game, so I'm interested to see what the first pick is going to be from Fnatic's side. And I mean, Razork specifically is such a good player, so I do want to see what he is willing to go for here. Okay, Yone is just...
Same old.
Yeah.
Seems like it's the mandatory pick on the
It's a pretty strong champion,
R1,
Yeah, we had a conversation earlier in today. Who do you think's more OP, Yone or Aurora?
I think they do different things. I think
Yeah,
Aurora has this like... she always has this really powerful teamfight ultimate, and she can always turn a game around. Like when flashes are down, something crazy can happen.
Yeah.
Yone's very similar with his ultimate, but the way he enters a team fight is much more telegraphed. You know, Aurora jumps out of stealth, suddenly there's a big circle. Yone has to push out the side lane, and whenever he gets a deep push on side lane, that's when you're going to expect him to flank or, in general, see him coming. So I think he's a little bit more telegraphed, and also his laning phase is considered to be a little bit weaker. So you do have some more control, you know, from the laning phase and being able to push in that midway compared to Aurora.
That makes a lot of sense, thank you. To take it back into the draft, I already liked the first two picks from GAM here just because I didn't like Levi on a champion like Vi. I wanted him to be on something that he can actually carry with and use his intelligent jungle pathing. And having a Smolder now just gives you that late game avenue instead. Razork on a Jarvan is an old treat. I can't remember if we've seen it on him just yet, but it used to be a crazy good champion for him as well. And then Noah on a 6 here, so definitely a bit more room for playing around the top side instead here if they want to.
Two champions that were expected to be really, really strong coming into Worlds 2024. Ziggs that we haven't seen yet, one of the perma bans that we haven't. Jarvan, underestimated, or does it make sense here?
It's been played a lot during Champions Queue, actually. We've been seeing a lot of strong Jarvan play, and it works well with the combo. Because my ultimate question is going to be, if the Yone is flexible, for me, I would expect it to go towards Humanoid rather than Oscar. And I think you need some level of AP in your composition, and I think it works really well. I think you already have like a pretty clear teamfight combo, and my fear is going to be how Zyra is going to play around that. Obviously, it's going to be a good disengage that she's going to have there, but I'm kind of feeling a little bit frightened for her and Smolder.
I have to agree with you. The biggest difficulty about playing Jarvan is knowing when to go in and knowing when not to. You know, with patience. I think that especially playing a combination like Ziggs Jarvan, like if you Jarvan ult too early, they flash the Ziggs ult, a lot of your burst damage is gone. I wanted to highlight actually, I do think this might be a Smolder bot lane into Ziggs, and I think GAM's going to be really happy with that because, like you mentioned, the top side really likes to take lead of the game, and getting the Comfort Jacks in with bans means that Kiaya is going to be set up for a great game to take the lead. Additionally, Smolder AD carry is one of the best scaling junglers. Best scaling AD carries in the game. So if you want to be a passenger, Smolder's a great pick for you because you're always going to be dealing damage later.
Well, on the Fnatic side, it doesn't look like they think this Smolder is going bot lane for now, at least. There's Ezreal ban, Jhin ban as well. Ashe can be a fine, but it's not one of those that you like picking into 6 just because you get outranged by his bombs as well. But they keep the flex alive, and it's going to be Rel, who's also been a power pick for now coming through.
It's actually been interesting. I didn't expect so much Smolder to be a priority coming into Worlds. I thought for sure at least the nerfs towards the sustain, some of the AD mids and all that would actually kind of, and of course the buffs to some of the AP mids would kind of suppress it a bit. But it's been a really big topic, especially from the Korean teams, especially like Chovy and Zeka and all these guys that have been really abusing it. What's your take on Smolder just coming into the meta for Worlds?
I think he specifically gets picked when Yone gets first picked. And you just like, you shake hands like, well, I'm going to win the first round, maybe second round. I'll survive after that. We'll figure it out. I'll have the scaling, you'll have the side lane pressure. Let's see who wins the game first. Like, let's see where the game ends. And I think so far, winning through the side lane against Smolder has been quite difficult. It is actually Kai'Sa AD carry, so I was wrong. But I think it's very interesting. You saw that in the Hanwha game versus G2. It was like a 3 Baron, like Yone trying to split push, like the top inhib, bot inhib, knocking on your Nexus door. And it just doesn't end. The game doesn't end. Smolder keeps stalling it. So we'll have to see whether or not Yone can actually win the game through side.
Wipo, first 10-15 minutes of the game, where are we looking at?
I mean, honestly, I'll be honest with you without revealing too much, because need to be mindful of what I want to say. But I think that the Nara into Jax is definitely going to be a nice matchup for the Zyra to come in and help. She's one of the fastest clearing junglers, which means her ganks aren't that powerful, but she's really good at harassing a lane opponent and kind of just like annoying them. Like you throw 2 plants at them, maybe you hit you shouldn't hit a root. I mean, if you hit a root, then there's a problem on the other side. But just harassing them out of lane, kind of ruining their lane condition, really helps for a champion like Jax. That's all about lane tempo. He needs to be able to crash waves, recall, buy components, and then keep pressuring, which is exactly what GAM wants to do.
All right, well, let's see how it happens in the Fnatic versus GAM in our 7th game of the day. Casters, over to you.
Thank you very much, Law. It's going to be a good game. I can sense it, Fetty. I'm ready for another good game after the banger that was D plus Kia versus FlyQuest. Here we have a matchup that goes back in the annals of history, and as European casters, we would be remiss to not remember the good old days of 2017.
The good old days. Yes, it was at that World Championship that GAM surprised the world with their upset victory over Fnatic. Dylan Falco mentioned it yesterday on PGL. He was there.
Yeah.
And it was the Levi Nocturne. I'm sure for those long-time world viewers, you've heard that narrative many, many a time. But for new-time viewers, if you aren't familiar with the history, yeah, GAM took a very surprising upset win against Fnatic at that World Championship, and it put Fnatic in a very precarious position. It was definitely an interesting story that year for Europe.
I mean, it was a level 6 Nocturne at 5 minutes into the game. He was funneled CS from lanes, and I remember watching someone on Karma get absolutely bodied in that bot lane at level 3. Levi, obviously a very storied player here on GAM in his 8th international appearance. He's been to Worlds many times over the years. And now on the Zyra, we'll see how much impact he can have, because we are seeing Razork on this Jarvan, something that has been bandied around by analysts across the world, saying, hey, we actually think this Jarvan could be really good going into Worlds. We haven't seen too much of it yet.
We'll say the lockdown he has versus these carries probably not going to be the easiest, given the mobility available to them. But it looks like the GAM are the ones to initiate the lane swap, avoiding the 2v2s and the 1v1s. But Kiaya has come down to bot lane. This is somewhat uncharacteristic. Typically what we will see is the top laner shadowing with the AD carry to get that level 2 and then TP bot and do the sequence that we so often see, while the supports hover around mids to also get that experience. But in fact, it's just a full-on swap. So you'll see Kiaya does have the E to mitigate the stun coming through from Jun. He's going to get bullied away. Still going to be able to get some experience, though. I guess he's saying in this 2 versus 1, they can't really kill me.
Emo hook, though. He's going to be harassed down by Oscar. Humanoid already took a chunk out of him. Oscar realizing, well, I can't really do much top lane right now, although the wave has already crashed into his turret, so it would have been precariously getting XP and gold if he did stay around there. In fact, he's just going to run all the way down to the bottom side, it seems. Maybe try and harass Levi in the jungle.
The thing is, Razork is... He started on the top side. Yeah, I think it's smart. He's making a beeline towards bot. They need to dive Kiaya before the wave hits. You can see they're doing their best to wait for his arrival.
I'd actually like Oscar to build up some rage bar on that Gromp. He's going to come in with no rage at all. Levi is here. No one tanking the tower as of yet. Noah takes it, but Oscar just caught underneath. He flashes! The plant finds him. And that's disastrous for Fnatic, but great for GAM.
I mean, GAM just call the fact that, hey, your Ziggs can't do much to us early. You don't have the damage to set up an effective dive. Razork, because he started on the top side of the map, took much longer to be ready for the play. And Levi was able to clear out so many of his camps and be in a position to counter gank. So GAM start the game off with first blood. Oscarinen is now in a terrible position. He is a full 2 levels behind his top lane counterpart, has had access to no farm, no experience, and on top of that, Levi secures first blood.
Kiaya already level 3 here, has that counter-strike. Obviously it doesn't do too much against Ziggs apart from against that short fuse, but it does a lot against the Shield of Daybreak because that is an auto-attack modifier, the Leona stun. That Q is blocked by the counter-strike. Humanoid still trading with Emo in the mid lane, but GAM out to a very strong early lead here, about 1,000 gold ahead, Vetty.
Certainly are. Easy Love also sitting very comfortably in this top lane, has the wave in a very nice spot. Support. Elio has moved down to assist Kiaya in the 2 versus 2. They're getting some decent damage down to Kiaya, but again, Jarvan now moving back towards the top side of the map. And look at this Zyra. Levi setting his sights on the top lane, clearing out some vision, and just making it really difficult. Oscar is being shut out of this game.
I love it so much from Levi, because what happened was EasyLove was able to freeze the wave around here, and Oscar was fervently pinging, like, hey guys, I need vision in Tribush, I need vision around here, because the Zyra can come across. He goes, he places a ward. What's Levi's first call to action? All he does, he runs up to the top lane and says, I'm just going to sweep this. And now you don't know if I'm here. EasyLove can hold the freeze. Oscar still only level 3. Has 7 CS less than Kiaya, who's soaking up all of this experience as well, and is about 370 gold ahead right now. GAM have played this early lane swap really effectively.
Kiaya continues to get... Oh, he's taking a lot of damage now, though. Doing what he can to farm. Back.
Okay.
Ignite.
Less effectively now if Kiaya dies. He jumps away with the lead strike. Jun has to flash away as well. That Ignite is ticking, but won't take him down. GAM able to survive it. Didn't even burn Kiaya's flash.
That could have been a massive opportunity for Fnatic in the bot lane, had they been able to find that kill onto Kiaya, but the Counter-Strike once again doing wonders, mitigating that last auto attack and keeping him alive. Oscar finally has access to a wave, which will be uncontested, as EasyLove sitting comfortably, level 5, been given so much free farm, and Levi continues to farm his way through the jungle. Dragon going to be started off by Razork, something you don't typically see in a situation like this when there is no pressure on the map really for him to go for that play, but you know what? He's doing it sneakily, he's come over the wall, and Levi, he's been spotted on the mid lane as well.
Emo trying to get this wave shoved out. Jun here to try and push it back in favor of Humanoid, who's already burnt his TP. Both the mid laners have Humanoid caught there with the Tangled Barbs. So we'll be able to back away with that Soul Unbound. Razork takes the first Drake off the board. A couple of pings coming down towards EasyLove in that bot lane. Possibility of a gank, but likely he'll step back when he knows that that Jarvan has just taken the Drake. Instead, looks like Razork is just going to go across to his Razor Beaks.
Hoping that we'll see Razork start to impact the map a little bit more. One of the things that I think is just so important on Jarvan is that you are making your presence felt. He's such an effective ganking jungler, especially once he gets level 6, because it's so easy to just force flashes out from people, right? Or if they flash early, you can then lock them down with the follow-up of the ultimate. And as the level 6s come through, especially from champions like Yone and Ziggs, your setup becomes that much easier. The follow-up, and as I say that, there are the tick-overs to those level 6s. Kiaya pressures his advantage in the top side of the map. Sheen to Ruby Crystal. Quite the advantage indeed.
Oscar's so screwed, right? The lane swap is really put him behind, and GAM are playing incredibly well around one of their strongest members, Kiaya. You can see Levi here as well. Lock up Oscar in, and where you gonna go, little nut? The answer's back to the fountain. GAM collapse on Oscar. They've identified the point of weakness, and they are punching it down.
And this is devastating for Oscar because he's lost that whole wave. He is now down nearly 30 CS. As Humanoid now the one in danger.
Manages to get away. EasyLove going in with the killing instinct. Humanoid flashes. EasyLove does the same. He'll tank 3 tower shots and fall. For getting the kill, the turret falls as well. Noah able to take that in the bot lane.
I mean, it's a weird situation because you commit your flash as EasyLove, but the crucial thing is that you just deny that whole wave from Humanoid as well. So similar to Oscar, just being denied that farm, denied that XP. The good news for Fnatic is they secure first tower on the bot side of the map. Noah then TP's top to catch that wave. So Noah is in a great position. But it does feel like that the rest of the map is just being run by GAM, and as Butpo said, they love to play through their top side of the map, and that's where all the advantages are sitting right now.
Razork really hasn't had as much impact as he'd like. You can see Levi about 24 CS up. That's 6 camps so far for the Zyra. He's looking for more. Razork going in, doesn't land onto Levi. There's the Mega Inferno Bomb. Elio the first target. Jun gets the kill. Levi and EasyLove forced out towards the top side.
There's a lot of members committed onto the top side of the map. Kiaya is going to have his way with the bot wave. Mid lane going to be answered by Humanoid once more as the red buff now being contested, but Levi and EasyLove is in a position. EasyLove is now losing out on a lot of farm.
It's true.
Earlier he was very comfortable in that top lane matchup, but ever since they kind of reverted back to standard lanes, Kiaya's been the one that's been benefiting from playing out in the 1v1 matchup, but as Elio has kind of been roaming around the map, EasyLove has been forced to sacrifice a lot of experience, so he now finds himself 1.4k gold down. But it's a similar situation for Oscar, who's almost going to get solo killed.
Yeah, he is going to get solo killed.
He's going to get solo killed. Kiaya dominating on the Jax. Trinity Force going to be completed soon. Humanoid now looking to at the very least get something back.
Kiaya's being collapsed on here by Razork and Humanoid. Jumps across with the leave strike. Humanoid going with the Mortar of Steel, but can't find him.
Away to safety.
Kiaya blast cones away, as you say. And I will say, like, Fnatic have done an okay job of funneling gold onto Noah, while Kiaya was getting fed on the other side of the map. You can see he's about 1,000 gold ahead, but if I were to look at any Ziggs and say, do I trust that Ziggs to really be able to close out the game from here, Noah wouldn't be the first name to spring to mind.
I mean, to his credit, he did have a great game yesterday.
He did, and he's been playing well at this Worlds. It's just I don't associate him with Ziggs. He played it once in the LEC. He's played it twice throughout his entire career, once back in 2021 in the LCK. Lost both those games, and as well as that, like, Fnatic, they don't feel like a Ziggsy team to me. Like,
there's a lot of pessimism, which I understand, especially given the position that Kiaya is in. But I find that one of Fnatic's biggest strengths is their ability to find good fights. True. And I mean, especially yesterday against D plus Kia, that was how they got back into the game. Yeah. Now, their setup around neutral objectives, we'll just put that to the side for now. But fighting is something that Fnatic have typically found success with.
They do it really well. And all I'm saying is I don't associate Noah with Ziggs. He only played it once. It was in the finals. He did go 3-1 on it, but one of his problems was setting up around objectives, as you say. Like, often he would be basing while the rest of the team was stepping in. We'll see if that comes to the fore once again in this game as Jun looks to trade onto Elio. TP behind here by GAM as they look to collapse all 5 of them on the top side of the map right now. Noah looking for that satchel, flashes instead. The satchel not too well placed. Oscar's already down. Stranglethorn's coming out as well, and Jun is left alone underneath this tower. Mega Inferno Bomb will hit 5, but doesn't do too much. GAM find another, and they lose 2 grubs for it. They'll still get the 4th and get those mites spawning.
I mean, nice collapse coming out from GAM. They're really trying to leverage the strength of this Jax here in the early game. And why wouldn't you? I mean, you are 45 CS up on Oscar Renin. He has been completely shut out of this game. He is 3 levels down, Medic. He has been starved of so much farm. Humanoid.
Emo still has flash here. It's good harass from Humanoid, but Emo, he had flash the entire time. You can see Levi coming across as well to make sure that Emo is safe, stacking up on that Smolder, 99 stacks at 12 minutes. Humanoid's just going to be forced out here by Levi. He's already got that Leandries. You can see that, oh, that was cheeky. You know, Humanoid dashes away, but still gets caught with the Tangle Barbs. Razork's going to get the second Drake of the game here for Fnatic. Still 1,000 gold lead for GAM, and 2,000 of it sitting on Kiaya in that top lane.
This tower likely going to fall. First one for GAM of the game. As the dragon falls, it's an easy cross map.
Okay, for a second I thought Kiaya was just going to empower W that and just like slap it, take it somehow under Razork's.
It doesn't quite have that much damage.
Like there's this plot armor around GAM when they play up against Fnatic, man. Like,
I mean, I will say the all-time world record is 3-1 in favor of Fnatic.
Yes.
The all-time international record is 7-1 in favor of Fnatic. So aside from that 2017 matchup, Fnatic typically get the better of GAM.
Yeah, but the thing is, you remember, like, it's confirmation bias. I 100% admit it, right? I know that most of the times, LEC beats VCS. That's kind of what usually happens. However, when I see Kiaya at 3-0, and I see Jun getting caught out, and the Tangle Barbs coming down, and the Stranglethorn's there to follow up, and I see Easy Love flashing forward, and I see Jun almost falling, and Mom coming in and getting the kill, I can't help but doubt it a little bit, Venius.
I understand where the pessimism comes from as GAM extends their kill lead to 6 against 2. It's 2.5k, the gold lead as well. A lot of that sitting in the pockets of Kiaya as he gets himself another plate. 3 levels down is such a catastrophic deficit for Oscar to find himself in. And in his face, Kiaya is just going to take the tower. Razork has to be here to cover.
It's been exemplary from GAM as well. Oscar Renin going in, the TP behind as well. Fnatic want this fight. Razork coming in, has the Cataclysm, going to Kiaya, jumps onto the backline away, as well as immediately flashes away. And the Inferno Bomb's going to catch 2. Kiaya falls, the shot down to Razork. Levi next up, and another caught as Elio falls. Easy Love trying to get away, should be able to escape, but 3 quick kills over to Fnatic.
Now the Fnatic faithful are elated after finding themselves 3 quick kills. A nice punish onto the aggression from GAM. With confidence, Kiaya took that tower in the face of Oscar, But you have to respect that Fnatic's willingness to fight was there.
Yep.
They find a really nice TP and they're able to collapse. Oscar, 3 levels down, says, you know what? I may as well just go in, set up the play for my team, and they're going to be there to follow up. A nice ulti from Razork, immediate flash out to set up for a 3-man ulti from Noah. He then splits the fight up. And as 3 members find a kill on the left, 2 kills fall on the right. Oscar gets a crucial kill onto Levi, giving him some much-needed gold to help him get back into the game.
Credit to Fnatic as well for using the lead that Noah has. Luden's companion complete on him, has that Hextech Coordinator as well. The Mega Inferno Bomb doing a lot of work in that fight across 3 members. You can see the MasterCard lane economy snapshot, a huge advantage for Kiaya. In case you haven't been listening for the last 14 minutes where we mentioned it basically every minute or so. Noah, though, answering that lead with one of his own in the bot lane. Still 1,200 gold, the advantage for GAM. And Kiaya still very much in control of the side lane against Oscarinin.
GAM showcasing once again that they are a team that you cannot afford to underestimate. The strength they have in top lane, but perhaps Elio has overstayed his welcome here.
Crashes down across the wall, the Solar Flare. Oh, Jun.
Ambitious.
Yeah, it was. He landed it though, so.
Now, fortunately, there's no real objective to play for in the near future. It's just about catching these waves. Levi forced to back away his humanoid now with the Blade of the Ruin King. Is a scary opponent to fight in the side lane. Oscar patiently waits for the wave to be pushed in top so he can catch that, but now Kiaya is out on the map, and this is where Fnatic have to play defensively.
Yeah, just stands in their face, jumps back to the control ward. And Noah knows if he is ever caught out by Kiaya without a flash, and even with one, it will very quickly spell his end. I wonder if Oscar's freezing that side lane or if he's just going to push it out. He's kind of holding those minions a little bit further forward, but looks like he is just shoving the wave out. Kiaya starting up the Rift Herald here. Fnatic beginning to collapse. Humanoid has a TP. There's a couple of wards behind GAM if they do step a little bit too far. There we go. Once again, the flanking TP. Levi has the flash. He's locked up, though. Humanoid looking for the back line. He gets onto Levi already. We see Razork falling, but Humanoid's got one. Easy Love dashing away with a Killer Instinct as well. Oscarinin going back in with a Gnar. Noah trying to put the damage down across the wall, but here comes Kiaya, and he's hungry for blood. There's 2 immediately, and Noah and Oscarinin walk away with their tails between their legs. Easy Love dodges away with the supercharger from the Mega Inferno Bomb.
A very forced fight from the side of Fnatic that GAM are able to turn in their favor. Emo was largely untouched in the fight, and because Kiaya wasn't there, he's able to join later on and clean up the fight in GAM's favor. This is why you have to be so respectful of how powerful this Jax is. But Fnatic see an angle. They see an opportunity to find a numbers advantage fight. They commit. Target's slightly split in terms of focus, but so much damage comes out from Levi, throwing absolutely everything out. Then Yone comes over the wall, tries to lock down Easy Love. You'll notice that Humanoid misses 2 crucial cues. The first one is the knock-up in there, right next to Easy Love. Would have been able to secure the kill with that. But ultimately now, Kiaya comes in, flashes over the wall. Nice counter-strike. Enables them to secure the kill. Easy Love also picking a kill up, and then the ultimate coming in late from Humanoid. Noah, rather, not being able to secure anything. Now the Dragon is alive. A lot of ultimates have come off cooldown.
Razork has his. Noah's just coming back off cooldown as well. Levi's still about 5 seconds, 10 seconds away, so it looks like GAM are actually just going to give up the ghost on this Drake. It will be soul point for Fnatic.
Positioning there not ideal for GAM. They did have a nice push through bot, so maybe they could have gained access that way, but they'll concede it for now. So soul point for Fnatic. While they find themselves at a 1.5k gold deficit, again, a lot of that is sitting on Kiaya. Oscar has been able to close the experience gap somewhat. At the very least, Trinity Force completed for him. As Noah continues to get stronger, the Horizon focus putting him in a prime position to be the carry. 1-0-4 is the scoreline.
Yeah, it's the only gold lead for Fnatic as well. About 2,000 ahead. Humanoid, 300 behind. We've seen very little of Emo. He's often just been in a side lane farming up at 166 stacks
Those are
right
good
now.
stacks for 18 minutes.
Yeah. Especially since there hasn't been a lot of fighting around him. Usually you get a lot of stacks if you're, into a melee and you can just constantly stack off your lane opponent, but Emo has mostly been just getting as much CS, as much gold under his belt as possible. Second item now complete for Easy Love, as well as that Ginsu's Rage Blade hits his inventory. Rift Herald secured for Fnatic. They've done a good job of getting most of the neutral objectives as Levi's jumped on here. He has the Seekers though. Mega Inferno Bomb goes down. Levi able to negate it, flashes away from that bouncing bomb.
I mean, the pick potential from that combo is lethal. the arm guard, I should say. Crucial there to help keep Levi alive as he's forced to flash away to safety. That bomb definitely would have connected from Noah. Fnatic forcing him back, gives them a window where they can start pressuring the top sides. Humanoid going to go and catch Bot, knowing that he's probably the only member on the map that can go toe-to-toe with Kiaya. Fnatic don't want to overstay their welcome.
I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, they've managed to slow down the game a little bit, which allows Oscar Winning to get back into it a tad as well. And obviously, when you have a Ziggs in the mid lane, you can kind of slow the game down as much as you want. You just put down that explosive minefield. It's like, cool, wave's gone, excellent. We'll see you in 30 seconds when the next wave gets here. They can just play for a 4th Drake, or even if GAM overinvest in that 4th Drake, they can look towards something like the Baron, which is about to spawn as we crest over the 20-minute mark. The win probability powered by AWS slightly in Fnatic's favor, even though they are at a 1k gold deficit. Those dragons helping them out a tad.
It's one of the things where I feel like it should actually be a little higher, just given the amount of Drakes that they have, because now GAM is going to be forced to fight the next dragon.
Yeah.
And so far, GAM haven't really been able to find good setup around that objective. Razork's always been first to it. And with the Mountain Soul, it really does shift the dynamic. We already talked about how Soul just offers so much in terms of raw stats, but the Shield really going to offer a lot of values in these upcoming team fights, especially when paired up with the Locket secured there by Jun. Herald unlocked in mid lane. I don't know if they'll have enough to siege this, but of course, 6W.
Yep. Charge it in. 15% HP, I think, is what you need on the turret for that satchel to work.
I think he did throw it out, but then it didn't quite have...
Well, not quite enough damage, it seems. Kiaya jumping in here, looking for that counter-strike. We'll get it onto Humanoid. Grandmaster's Might coming out as well. And Humanoid's had enough of that fight. He'll dash away. Kiaya still chasing forward, though. Humanoid healing up a little bit. Razork flashing in. Kiaya sidestepping. The TP's coming in from GAM as well, as they want this Barney. They want this battle. Another counter-strike onto Razork. Mom comes down. Razork dives in with a Cataclysm. Kiaya ticking to the Ignite. Might fall on the backline. Razork's already dead. Kiaya survives. Jun being chased out by Elio, who flashes in, lands the Shadowing Strike, the Magnet Storm. Noah and Jun have to flash the wall. They'll escape. And it was Humanoid who took the fight, but GAM who put him in his place.
Yeah, I mean, that is a strong Jax with the Sundered Sky completed as well. Humanoid took a trade that he just wasn't strong enough to take. That forces Fnatic into trying to help Humanoid out of that situation. While it doesn't cost him his flash, it costs Razork a lot. No flash now available for him. The Dragon spawning in about 1 minute and 16. These ultimates will likely be available for them around that objective, but we turn our attention back to Humanoid, gets completely outplayed in the fight. Bear in mind, Humanoid is 2 levels up, but it just goes to show the strength of Jax currently in the game. He tries to disengage, Razork comes in, doesn't connect the knockup. And the idea here is that with the Ziggs bomb coming through, you can throw the ultimate out, the Wombo combo will connect, but they just don't quite have enough damage. The Ignite, not enough to finish him off. And then all these additional flashes forced through as Elio finds a really nice ulti. And the follow-up from Easy Love means that Fnatic have to disengage. Frustration.
Yeah. Don't think he's too happy with that sequence. But that's a lot of flashes burnt. Jun none, Noah none, he's burnt his TP as well. Humanoid, the only Fnatic member who was involved in that play, who actually kept his flash summoner spell. Oscar in here to join this battle.
Soul medic.
Soul, as you say, 20 seconds for Fnatic to try and pick up that mountain. Kiaya, no flash of his own. Elio, the same. Fnatic gain control of the river. Humanoid's down towards the bottom side. All ultimates available on either side. I think Easy Love's Killer Instinct 9 seconds away from coming up. Jun caught out. Solar Flare misses. Counter-Strike going out. They dive in and immediately they lock down Emo. Kiaya next up. The Gnar back doesn't quite land the stun because the Cataclysm fell just before it. Levi trying to do everything he can in the middle of the fight, but he just can't do enough. Fnatic find 3.
The team fighting prowess of Fnatic still comes through. They're able to find a nice fight, and what should have been a crazy wombo combo between Razork and Oscar, while it does end up falling short, still works out nicely. I was worried because Fnatic invested a lot onto Elio, and I mean, I was like, you're investing a lot onto the support at the very start of the fight, but they're able to make it work out. So look, I misspoke. I thought the focus, it was Emo that they turned their attention onto. Great target selection then from Fnatic as they shut down the Smolder right from the start. Kiaya gets very low, and you'll see here, the Cataclysm goes down just as Oscar tries to make a mega play. Still, though, it works out. Razork gets the knock up onto Levi. And then the Rel committing with a really nice ultimate, but there's no more follow-up.
The important thing is Kiaya's low at that point, right? Because if he can follow up with a counter-strike in the middle of those 5 players, maybe he and Easy Love could clean up the fight, but Fnatic were able to chunk him out just enough. And tides now turning very much in Fnatic's favor. They have been for the last few minutes, but with the Soul and a gold lead in their pockets, they are in prime position to start to close this one out.
And what I will say is you were skeptical of Noah's Ziggs, but I think so far in this game he's had a great performance.
Yeah, he definitely
has.
has.
His ultimates have been quick to follow up, and the engage is coming through from Fnatic. He's currently deathless in this game.
Agreed.
And I know coming into the World Championship, confidence was a really big thing for Noah. We've talked so many times domestically about him stepping away from social media so that he can focus on his mental health and make sure that he can play with no fear and with the full potential of what he's capable of. And I think so far from this World Championship we've been seeing.
We saw it yesterday against Aiming as well, like just taking the 1v1, flashing in, going for those fights. Obviously Fnatic didn't end up winning that game, but it is a side of Noah that we haven't seen in a while after he made a few mistakes on the LEC stage, and now it's good to see him back into that sort of form. And as you say, having a great Worlds so far. Fnatic are beginning to suffocate GAM out of the game. Emo is at 225 stacks, just crested that mark though. The Smolder can always be a terror as the game goes on. It's a 1-3-1-ish split here by Fnatic, kind of a 0-4 in the jungle, 0-1 in the jungle, 0 right now from them. But Noah and Jun teaming up in the mid lane, Humanoid getting the push in the bot lane. That's going to have to be answered by Kiaya. Oscar's going back up towards the top side. It's still 2,000 gold in the hole, but has slowly got himself back into this game, and his Nars and his team fighting has been in a good enough spot that Fnatic have been able to battle back into the matchup. GAM, on the other hand, struggling really to find purchase. They do have 2 items on the Smolder, 2 on Easy Love as well. Kiaya with the Sundered Sky and the Triforce is in a very strong spot. They just haven't quite been able to really enact what this composition wants to do.
I mean, I would say, one of the problems I have is that Easy Love on the Kai'Sa kind of wants to go in. And then when you kind of follow that up with the Jack, sure, that makes sense, but Zyra and Swallow do not. Right? These are 2 champions that kind of want you to engage into them. They then use their disengage tools, but then you've got a short-range champion like Kai'Sa, who, if the Gnar is going on to you, you kind of want to leverage your ultimate to then sidestep him and maybe go for a duel onto the backline. If the Rel connects an ultimate onto, say, Noah or to Humanoid, then you can follow that up. So it feels like that the fight is trying to be fought on 2 different fronts, which just makes it harder to execute. And on top of that, like, they've struggled to approach these objectives. We haven't really seen GAM get a fight on their terms. It's always been Fnatic deciding when the big 5v5s have happened. Where all the advantages for GAM have come from is through their individual prowess. The fact that Kiaya has been outplaying Oscar, the fact that the early lane swap did go their favor, the fact that they've been punishing Fnatic for their oversteps. It's Humanoid now looking to execute
Emo. Has to burn
Emo.
the flash. And that's what Humanoid's looking to do now, right? Like, Stride Breaker, Blade of the Ruin can complete. As the BF Sword and the Vamp Scepter alongside it, he can just jump in on repeat, burn the ultimate. It's much shorter cooldown than the flash. Kiaya trying to take a fight on GAM's terms, but can't quite find the angle. Maybe now. Elio's gonna go in, double Magnet Storm, Noah flashes away, Easy Love diving in with a killer instinct, but Jun immediately reacts to it. Easy Love flashes into the bush, Oscar with a good Narv onto the wall, the Mega Inferno Bomb there to follow up, and GAM look for the fight, but it's too little too late. Kiaya counter-striking his way forward, but Razzle's gonna lock him up. The Zenith Blade comes back, and Kiaya will fall. Fnatic counter-punch the fight from GAM, and now the Baron's in their eyes.
A really nice idea there from GAM, catching the bot lane out from Fnatic, and Easy Love looking to leverage that dive potential, but he can't quite find the execute onto Noah. He doesn't quite have the damage, and Fnatic with the re-engage just tear GAM apart. Humanoid has easy access onto the backline. Oscar with a nice 2-man ultimate. Just another well-fought 5v5 from Fnatic, again leveraging the big strength of this roster.
And now they'll have the Baron around them for the next 3 minutes. Razork delaying it so that Oscarinin can share the buff with the rest of his teammates. We'll see what they can do in this Red Bull Baron power play. I believe Noah had just finished his Rabadon Death Cap before that fight began. He was in such a power spot. And now he'll go back and build up towards his Void Staff or Crypt Bloom, depending on where he wants to go.
Look back at the fight, and again, I really like the idea here from GAM.
Idea.
You collapse onto Noah, the W from Easy Love connects, the TPs are very quick responding, but look at the peel that comes in from Fnatic immediately onto Easy Love, and Oscar, by himself, keeps 4 members busy. Then the re-engage comes through. He does end up dying to Emo, but look at Humanoid versus Levi and Emo, basically single-handedly isolates them. Kiaya does what he can to kill out the backline, but you're hitting onto the tankiest member in Jun, and they can't, unfortunately, convert it into anything. A frustrated face, understandably so, was GAM. Had a very strong advantage against Fnatic in this matchup, but unfortunately, when it came to the fights, Fnatic ended up getting the better.
And now Fnatic pushing through this bot side, only Easy Love there to answer. GAM might try to collapse, but Their inhibitor towers will be gone before they can get there. The Elder is up in 10 seconds, but don't think an Elder for Nexus exchange is what GAM want out of this play. Jun trying to keep Kiaya and Levi at bay. The TP coming in as well. There's the Soul of that Mega Inferno Bomb. Holy hell, look at that damage on Levi. Immediately they dive in. Oscar jumping across the wall. Levi is dead. Humanoid surviving for a second, but not for much longer. Razor's caught out as well. It's a good fight so far for GAM, 2 for 2. The exchange, Oscar trying to chase Elio down towards the bottom side. And I don't think this rel is long for the Rift. In the end, it will be a 3 for 2 in favor of Fnatic, but GAM almost found something there.
Can they actually go for this Elder? I mean, there's no jungler alive.
Whether it's good or not is the question, Matty.
I mean,
they're gonna start it up. Emo is still in base, no TP for him. It'd be a hell of a steal if Easy Love can somehow find a Void Seeker. Noah has the Mega Inferno Bomb as well. Easy Love's going to try and sneak around the side here, spotted out by a ward. You can see Oscar in trying to block
the Kai'Sa W.
The Void Seeker. Jun trying to do the same. Emo's here. Void Seeker blocked by Oscar in 1000 on the Elder. Mega Inferno Bomb going onto it, and Noah will secure it. Oscar in diving forward, but dying for it. Jun hit out with another Void Seeker, but the Killer Instinct not available to Easy Love. In the end, the Elder secured by Fnatic, but it was darn well close.
Yeah, I mean, a scary situation for sure. We see here the bot lane being pushed in by Fnatic. Jun's in a position to stop the collapse. Then so much damage comes down onto Levi, so he's forced to disengage. He throws on everything he's got to lock down the Yone, and they're able to end up trading it back. Well played by Levi, considering the position that he was in. Kiaya then buys a lot of time with the counter-strike, but also Razorgut committed very deep to try and isolate Emo, resulting in what was initially a 2 for 2. But of course then, Elio finds himself isolated and he loses his life as well. So Elder goes down. I think only 2 members end up having it, Jun and Noah. The rest of the members weren't actually respawned in time, but they turn their attention towards the top lane tower. A single auto attack passive from Noah and W will be enough to secure this objective.
I will say Ziggs at 2-0-11 and 4 completed items. Not someone you want to mess around with when he has the Elder Drake as well. As you say, short fuse into Satchel is enough for Fnatic to take down that tier 2 in the top lane. A 7,000 gold lead for them now. Super minions pushing in the bot lane. There's 2 of them marching their way towards the GAM base. And now you feel you got to flick that switch, GAM. You got to find to engage. Elio has the Magnet Storm, the Flash, and the Crash down. Just look for something. Emo obviously has Mom and has a bunch of stacks at his back. 290 on him. Levi almost caught out. Mega Inferno Bomb stopped by the stopwatch. Levi able to survive under the tower. Fnatic disengaged, but the Elder from Noah. That was just tick damage onto Elio. Oscar going in with the wallop. Stuns up Kiaya, but now he's on the wrong side of the wall. Does still have the flash. Satchel in by Noah. GAM disengaging. Levi dead!
I mean, I laughed at the play, but Noah knew what he was doing.
A bouncing bomb, and Noah, he's looking for more, looks for the explosive minefield, but now has no flash pops. Azonia's Kiaya looking for that counter-strike. Noah Satchel's away, the Killer Instinct in, but Easy Love, and now Noah's down, but Humanoid can have the time of his life on the back line. You don't need the Elder when you're Yone. Fnatic in the end will lose 1-4 and look to take down these Nexus towers. Elio back alive, goes in with the Magnet Storm, but Easy Love's not here to help him out. Stunned up underneath the Nexus towers, still minions here as well for Fnatic. Jun takes the kill with the Elder, the super, stopping that backdoor bonus from being removed. The Nexus will fall, and Fnatic, in a messy affair, will find the win. GAM tried as they might, but Fnatic, faithful, are rewarded. 1-1 now for the European #2 seed.
Whew. A crazy game with GAM really coming out the gate swinging with impressive lane swapping, but Fnatic team fighting ultimately turned it around. Let's send it over to the AD to get their thoughts.
My thoughts are that this is the most Fnatic game I've seen in my life.
Well earned. We were never scared.
No.
As LEC pundits, we always knew Fnatic were going to win that one, of course. Yeah.
I just wish we had candid cameras back here during the game.
It's never a Fnatic game if there's no stress. So I'm like, everything went as Oh my God, bringing this back to June. Yeah, I forgot that he was injured here, but yeah.
Nightshare is the real
Managed to win in the end. Never worried, Dricos. Never.
No, and well, of course we were terrified at many points, but ultimately getting that one on the board is big for this team. They're notoriously, you know, very momentum-based, very emotional team. So getting a win by any means is an excellent start to hopefully turn around the start of the tournament. I don't think this is a win that they're going to feel proud of because it was normally when you see a Smolder in the game, it's after 225 stacks that you're scared. They were losing to the Smolder who had 100 stacks for the vast